Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Matt's Finds. I want to thank all my subscribers for all the likes, comments, and shares. You guys rock. And as always, I want to give some spotlight to some local bands that's out there that you may not have heard of. So the first one we're going to give a shout out to is Joel McCreate, who is the lead vocalist of Evan's Dilemma. They're based out of Greenville, South Carolina. They are an indie alternative rock and power pop band. Check out their song titled Under the Sun by Evan's Dilemma. It sounds great, dude. I listened to it, and to me, it sounds like a feeling of hope. Like, I really enjoyed that song. All right, so the second band I want to give a shout out to is for Julian Haney. He is the guitarist of Animist out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. They are a metal band, so check out their music video on YouTube called Be Remade. I liked it. It kind of sounds like a Kill Switch Engage type of, like, wake up, wake up. I liked it, man. Really good song. All right, so I want to give a shout out to Danny Harbison. He is out of Newton, North Carolina. They are with the Cosmic Cowboys, this outlaw country and redneck rock. You can look them up on Facebook, and they play awesome live shows. I looked them up, and they just keep the crowd moving, you know. They're really out there. They're real musicians. They're not computer genies, you know. All right, so the last band for tonight I want to give a shout out to is Slow Plow. They are rock out of LaFrance, South Carolina, and you can find them on Reverb Nation. I really enjoyed their song called Take Me to the Country, guys. That song rocked. I really liked that. All right, so we're going to get on to the show today, guys. We found some cool stuff at the thrift stores this week, so I'm going to start off with the first coolest thing that we found. Check this out, guys. This right here is a collector's edition 50th anniversary NASCAR Barbie doll, and it features tons of advertising on it, especially Hot Wheels, and it's got Kyle Petty in there, and it still has the stand inside in the back corner right here. The box is kind of crushed, but the box is there, so still got some collector value out there. And I've seen these things range all over online from like $20 all the way up to like $120, and I only paid $2 for it. So awesome find, especially people out there that collect Hot Wheels and NASCAR and Barbie. I mean, this is just like every collectible in one box right here. You guys should see all the promos down here that had to be listed when they made this. It's just got every from the car to Kyle Petty to NASCAR. It's all on there. But that's a really cool find, and Barbie's in great condition. She's still attached with the little hook, still has the helmet, the boots, and the hat. I mean, everything is there. But like I said, the box is a little toast, but still, for $2, I could not pass this up, guys. So I know there's people out there that collect stuff like this. So let me just give you the view of the front better, and then we'll spin it around right here so you can see what's going on the back. And as you can see, the 50th anniversary was from 1948 to 1998. And it's got the history on the back right here about how NASCAR was created in 1948. And, you know, it's just got all the facts on there. So, really cool item. So, now we're going to move on to the next thing that we got, guys. All right, so check this out. From 2008, we found a Star Wars lunchbox, and this is marked Lucasfilm, so this was made before he sold it to Disney, because now anything you buy today that has Star Wars on it, it's going to say Disney on there now. But yeah, pretty good condition. Let's open it up. You can see it's got a lot of space to throw that apple and little bag of chips and a sandwich in there, and it's 3D. It's raised up on this side, but on the back side it's smooth flat print, but on the front, like I said, it's got that 3D effect on there. So I thought that was pretty cool. Only gave like $0.25 for this at a thrift store. All right, so on the same shelf I actually found all these together, so I was like, well, if they're only $0.25 each, I might as well get them all. So we found that Star Wars lunchbox, but we also found this. This is a G.I. Joe lunchbox from 2000. Right, and it's really cool, and it's got the G.I. Joe trademark official on it, and it was made in China, and it is tin. And it's got a little bit of a ding right here going on and in the back, but that can easily be repaired. But as you can see, it's like, I'm assuming this is them in like a submarine. It doesn't look like an airplane. It looks like they're down inside of a sub or a ship or something like that on the front right there. But yeah, the latches still work, and open it up, and there you go. So I just thought that was pretty cool to be G.I. Joe. I love G.I. Joe when I was growing up. Some of my favorite toys to play with. All right, so also right beside that, I found this G.I. Joe that's got the Action Pilot series on it, and this one's from 2002, and this was made by Hasbro also with the official G.I. Joe logo stamps on it. But yeah, this one's really nice. Shows like a guy with his oxygen mask and his parachute, and shows like the cockpit out, so I guess he must have ejected. But yeah, still a really cool find. Latch still works good on this one too. Pretty clean on the inside. I doubt it was ever used. I mean, these just seem like they would be too small to send your kid to lunch. I mean, it looks like it'll hold one sandwich. Like, man, you gonna send me to school with something more than one sandwich? Gotta have at least some chips or some cookies or Cheez-Its, something, you know. All right, so like I said, I found a couple of these things. So here we go. This one right here is actually the most valuable one for some reason. I don't know. Out of all of these are all worth between like 10 and 15 bucks. And like I said, I gave a quarter each, but I gave a quarter for this also. And this is Sully from Monsters, Inc. Can't find a year on it. I found plenty of them for sale online on Amazon and eBay, but I really can't find a year specifically for this. But it's raised, as you can see. It's got the Monsters, Inc. logos on the handle. Latch opens. Really clean on the inside, guys. This actually, I mean, just like this, I mean, there's nothing with it or anything. I'm seeing it online for like $35, and I'm like, whoa, why for Monsters Inc? So I guess there wasn't many of these made. And I mean, I know Monsters Inc.'s been around for a while now, but still, I can't believe that how valuable this one was. So if you love Monsters Inc., I love those movies. They were great movies, but if you need something like this for your collection, or you collect lunch boxes and you don't have this one, just reach out to me, guys, and we definitely can work out something of getting these stuff to you. All right, so something a little different that we found, and I think this is awesome. Let me take it out of its pack right here. This is a February of 1988 journal magazine that features Princess Diana. And what's cool about this, I mean, it's from 1988, excuse me, and it's got Princess Diana on it, and it's talking about her secret life, plus a peek inside the royal bedroom and stuff like that. So this is one of those like rumor magazines from back in the day, and it's got a bunch of old advertisements. So not only is it cool to have this for the Princess Diana story on the front, but it's got a butt ton of old advertisements that people like to collect. Like, here's an advertisement for Virginia Slims. I mean, in today's world, it's really frowned upon to smoke cigarettes these days, and so you hardly see any advertisements for the stuff anymore. But back in the day, they put it on everything. I mean, there's so many old advertisements in here and recipes and stuff from the 80s. So, I mean, it's pretty cool, but I just got it for the value that it's got Princess Diana on it. And so I also found another one that was along with this at this mom and pop store I went to. And that place was called Expressions Unlimited, and I have bought stuff from there before. I actually featured a Sesame Street sing-along radio that I found at that store. So I also went back and found these magazines and a couple of other things. But go check those guys out, y'all. Expressions Unlimited. They're located in Landrum, South Carolina. 105 East Rutherford Street, Landrum, South Carolina. Expressions Unlimited. Antiques, flowers, and gifts. So it's like a huge store where like a quarter of that store is like a florist type of shop where they got all kinds of florists and stuff going on. The other side has antiques, crafts. It's got 3 levels actually. It's got an upstairs, a main floor, and a downstairs, and it's just slam full of antiques and cool stuff. But they also got nice treats, like nice chocolates that's all homemade right there. So go check those guys out, man. I find all kinds of cool stuff there all the time. So like I said, right beside that, I also found this one right here. This is a August of 1993 Good Housekeeping magazine with Princess Diana. And on the front of this, it's talking about, let's see, friends and family tell what's next for Diana and Charles. And like I said, it's from 1993, so it's not super old, but I believe she passed away in 1996. So this was basically a magazine done 3 years before she died. But yeah, this is an awesome magazine. It's in great shape. There's no sticker on the front, which is great because a lot of collectors didn't like that when it had the big sticker on there that had your address on it back in the day, like this one. This one has one. Let me show you. This one's got one of those where someone like had a subscription to this magazine and it would just get stamped and delivered to their house. So this one right here didn't. So this must have been one that was bought on a newsstand or in a drugstore somewhere like that, or grocery store. So all right, so now we're gonna move away from those. I just thought you guys would like those, and those were cool because I'm not really into the royal family and all that, you know. Like, I'm an American, like I respect those guys and all, you know, but like I'm more about American politics and what's going on in my own country. But Princess Diana was a legend. I mean, she did so much for the world and the community around her, and so much for Africa and stuff. She was a great person. So shout out to Princess Diana. May she rest in peace. All right, so we got another vintage item tonight to show you guys. Check this out. And if you're a viewer of the show and you've ever played this game growing up as a kid, please let me know down in the comments below, because I've never heard of this game, and me and my family are board game junkies. Like, we will get together on a Saturday night and cook and play board games till the crack of dawn. So we've never heard of this, never seen this, and my mom was born in 1957 and she still has never heard of this game. But this right here is from 1967. So my mom would have been like 10 years old around the age playing this game, right? It's called Pals, card-driven game based on the line of books and dolls from Whitman in the 1960s. So if you guys collected dolls from the 60s that were Whitman, this is the board game that's based on those dolls and stuff. And like it says, you got to draw cards. There is no dice, there is no spinner or something like that. You just shuffle the cards on the board, you put your pieces on, and from looking at it, it kind of gives like a Candyland kind of vibe when you look at that right there on the front. And this is sealed pretty good, so I don't want to open this, guys. I want to leave it like it is, but kind of just show you on the front right there. But yeah, it just looks like you put your pieces down and you draw your cards, and that tells you how many spaces to either move forward or move back, tells you what to do. But I've never heard of this game. Like I said, it's from 1967, and apparently it's like it says excitement, anticipation, fun play. Play your cards right and you will be the winner for any number of players ages 4 to 10. So yeah, this would have been something my mom could have possibly played with when she was younger, but she's never heard of it. So if you ever played with this game and you know what it's about, please let me know down in the comments down below, guys. All right, so what do we got next, y'all? We found, which this isn't such a big deal, you know, but I personally collect like antique signs and cans and stuff like that, you know, like the old gas cans and, you know, anything that's automobile related, because I love working on old vintage cars, especially antique cars from like the 40s, 30s. This right here though is a South Carolina bicentennial license plate, and it is from 1976, although the last tag on it was from 1980. But yeah, man, I just like adding stuff like this to my collection. I got a barn and I got a tool shed that I like to just hang these signs up all over the walls and on the roof and outside the barn and stuff like that. But it was pretty cool to find it at a thrift store. I did pay a little, it says right here, I got this, you can tell them tags, that's from Goodwill. I got it for $2.89. Well, I mean, I see at some thrift stores, or actually antique mom and pop stores, where some of them are trying to sell these tags for like 20 bucks. It's like, come on, man, really? But so yeah, I'll just add this to my personal collection out there and put it in my barn or something like that. But I just thought it'd be cool to share with you guys because I did find this at the thrift store. All right, so I'm gonna go down to the next item that we got. Check this out, guys. I can't find nothing out about this. I just know it's vintage by the paper right here. So this right here is a vintage lithograph of the St. Paul's Cathedral over there in London, right? Let me try to get a better view for you, and hopefully my fingers don't shake it too much so you can kind of focus in on it better. But like I said, it's a metal lithograph. I can tell that it's vintage just by this paper, because this paper was made through the 70s era. It's like a lot of people that took photographs had this exact type of paper right here that they could see. It had these little spots these little slits, and you could stick your photo in there, and then you could just put that like glue or a little piece of tape and put it inside your homemade album back in the day. So I know that that's 70s at least. And I just can't find anything else out about this. I don't really know too much about the St. Paul's Cathedral either, but I can't find a date on this. I don't know who made it. I can't find any type of marks. I did take it out of this paper and looked on the back. The back's just completely blank. I found stuff similar to this online, but nothing exactly identical to this. So like I said, if you guys out there know something about some things that I show on here, please let me know. I love being educated on the stuff that I find. Alright guys, so I found some cool books. This one's really cool. I think there'll be no problem selling this because doctors and practitioners and stuff like that, they love putting stuff like this in their collections. But check this out. Found this at the local Miracle Hill thrift store for $1. This is a antique 1915 first edition. It's titled Speaking of Operations by Irvin S. Cobb, right? And what's cool about this book is it's got some old illustrations in there. You can show you like in the front right here, and it's got some stuff in the middle and at the back of it right here. But this book is in great shape, guys, to be from 1915. And this is a first edition, but it's about people that has been operated on and people that are about to be operated on. So I guess it's kind of like a book to speak to people back in the day, because back in the day we didn't have like Facebook and stuff. You could just post like, hey guys, what's it like to have a kidney surgery, or hey guys, what's it like to have a root canal, you know, like stuff like that. Back then, you know, you had to actually talk to someone that's either been through it or knows the subject pretty well, or unless you're just talking to painted fences, you know. But I just think this is cool. Somebody wound up getting this for me. Like I said, I only paid $1 for it, and I looked it up, and it says it's worth about 30 bucks. So that's a good find in my deal, you know. So I'm gonna go on to the next book. I'm always on the lookout for cool books that people could collect, and this one right here is definitely a late night TV icon that everybody loved back in the day, and still to this day people love him, even though he's not on TV that much anymore. But check this out, guys. This is a top 10s list of David Letterman, right? And this is pretty cool. This has got all of his top 10 stuff from his writers when they just wrote a book, you know, and it's crazy. It's called David Letterman's New Book of Top 10 List and Wedding Dress Patterns for the Husky Bride by David Letterman and The Late Show with David Letterman writers. And this book is clean as a whistle. Like, there is not one finger smudge or nothing, no creases in the paper. And I thought this was cool. I mean, it really is nice, guys. It's from 1996, and this is a first edition of November. And back in the day, in 1996, it would have cost you $16 here. But now, when I look it up online, because he's retired now, and you won't see him anymore, and this is definitely before he got his solid gray hair, this book's actually worth about 25 bucks, and it's a hardback in great shape the way it is. So yeah, always look at those books. Sometimes you never know what you're going to find, and there is a lot of junk books out there that's not worth nothing, but stuff like that people want in their collection. Say like you're a huge Derek Jeter fan, right? You got every one of his baseball cards, you got every one of his jerseys. Well, you might not have every one of his books, because I guarantee you most superstars like that are going to release at least 1 or 2 books. So find stuff like that and you'll find a collector for it. All right, so check this out. I found this book and it was only 50 cents because it's a paperback. It is in great shape. There is nothing wrong with this Harry Potter book at all. And this is actually the first Harry Potter book. And this is a 1999 first edition. And this is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. And this is the paperback, like I said. But what's cool about this one is this is the same kind and exact book that I got at a... back in my day in school at our library, like once or twice a year, they would have free book day. And that's where you go and you walk through all the tables in the lunchroom and they'd have all these different books, everything laid out, right, guys? So you was allowed to pick one book, and it was just like a way of encouraging you to read. And it was actually sponsored by Scholastic. And I think we called it RIP, the RIP program, like Read in Peace or something like that. But everybody would go nuts for Goosebumps books, and I ain't gonna lie, I did too. I love Goosebumps books, but it got to the point where it's like, okay, I kind of got all these, like I already got that one and that one and that one because I bought them over the summer, or my mom bought them for me at the grocery store and stuff like that. But I actually got this book in 7th grade at the book fair for free, and winded up reading this, and I just thought it was excellent, right? Well, about halfway through that semester, our teacher named Miss Dam, my 7th grade teacher, to this day was my favorite teacher out of all teachers out there, because she was cool. She really like helped you learn how to like read and jump into a book, and how to write stories and how to write essays and stuff like it. She really coached us, you know. And she also used to let us listen to Bone Thugs and Harmony to help with our writing skills. But anyways, so we wound up reading this book as a class together. So for like the first like three weeks, I didn't really pay attention because I was already so far ahead on my own, like halfway through while we was just on a couple of chapters in. But I just thought it was a cool story to share with you guys. And like I said, Harry Potter is a huge collectible item. People will always read the books and want the books. So yeah, for 50 cents. And like I said, it's in great condition, no tears, no creases, hardly any like anything on there really, guys. So that's a good one. So we got one more book to show you guys. This is a first edition from 2010, and I paid $1 for this. This is the hardback version of Mockingjay, which is by Suzanne Collins. And this is the final book in the Hunger Games series. Now, I've never read the Hunger Games series books, but I do know that it's very popular, and I've seen the movies and they were wonderful, but some people would rather read the book than the movies first, and vice versa. And I just thought that somebody would want this book. So it's in great shape. There's nothing wrong with it. There's just one little spot here on the front where a sticker used to be, but I'm sure with a little alcohol and a cotton ball, I can get that smudge off from the sticker right there. But yeah, this book is in great shape. Like I said, as you can see in the front, it's very clean. No pages are ripped or bent or kinked up. So this was in a, you know, someone read this book and cared for it when they read it. They didn't tear the pages out too good, and you know, it's pretty good shape. All right, guys, so I also got one more thing to show you guys. Check this out. This is a Happy Days 10 sign from 1998 by Paramount Pictures. And I just thought this was pretty cool because I loved Happy Days. It was a funny show growing up, and I didn't get to watch it back in like the 60s and 50s and stuff, but I was born in the early or the late 80s and grew up in the 90s. So we had a show called Nick at Night. When I was older, or when I was younger, we had Nick at Night, and I would watch this late at night with my mom, like I Love Lucy and stuff like that. But yeah, who doesn't love the Fonz? It's got him on there. It's got him just about every picture, it seems like. He's not in this one or that one or this one, but in every other picture he's in there. But yeah, the Happy Days crew. So it's another sign. I doubt I'll put this out in my barn because it's not really old and vintage. Like the stuff that I put out in my barn's already like toast and rusted all the pieces. I mean, there's no point in even trying to like clean them or keep them nice. But since this is in good condition, I will keep this nice. I looked this up online and it's selling for like $25, and I paid $6.99 for it. So not a big profit can be made on this, but still it's cool. And if I don't make the profit that I like, I can just always hang it up in my room somewhere. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's show. I appreciate everybody checking it out. Remember to hit that like button down below. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on all the cool stuff that we find. We try to go into the thrift stores and yard sales as much as possible and find all these cool collectibles to show you guys. Never know what we're going to find. And as always, until I see you guys next time, peace.